Now from the Weather Tracker TV Storm Studios, this is your weather today. Here's Chief Meteorologist William Cole.
All right, folks, here we go. Right out of the gate on this Thursday, or of course a pre-Friday, as a lot of folks like to say. Pretty cloudy start out the door this morning, fairly breezy as well. Again, all of that anticipated, but I tell you, as we go through the day, we'll continue to clear off the cloud cover. In fact, we're going to make a run into the lower to maybe even some mid-80s for daytime highs, but the southerly winds and even the humidity, it will stay up as we go through the afternoon. By the way, this morning, even though it looks gray, almost looks like it's going to rain, we do remain completely dry as we go through the afternoon. We'll talk about maybe some rain chances coming up in the future, and we're also going to talk about a cold front that is on the way just in time for the weekend. Again, details on that coming up. But this is where we started the morning. And these were your morning lows, generally 60s around the area. Again, the cloud cover, the low gray stratus cloud cover that built in overnight, really kind of put the brakes on the temperatures, right? Overnight, they really didn't move. They really didn't cool off a whole lot. In fact, DFW 64 a little bit earlier this morning, and Dallas Love down to 63 earlier this morning as well. So we showed this several times yesterday. Now, obviously, this was updated again as we went through the overnight. But again, who's seen rain in the region? Of course, we had really just a flux of tropical moisture down across the deep south of Texas, even down across the coastal plains as well. And again, you're seeing locations down there that have picked up 2, 3, even 4 inches of rain. Again, meanwhile, back here in North Texas, it was essentially a goose egg. And the bottom line is, heading into the weekend, there's essentially no rain chances showing up whatsoever. As we get maybe about a week from now, we're talking about not today, but the following Thursday, with another front coming in, there may be an opportunity of some rain and storms, but I tell you, the newest data this morning, even on that, is not looking as promising. Again, details on that coming up as well. So there goes all the moisture from yesterday that was in the deep south of Texas. It's currently moving through parts of Florida. In fact, there's even been some tornadic activity down in the Tampa Bay area overnight. But looking off to the north, this is, as it turns out, really our next storm system. Even though it's well off to the north, it's going to cause all kinds of active weather today, including severe weather up across parts of the central plains. It's all about that blue line, and that's our next cold front. And again, it's going to be inbound, not so much today, but it's going to be arriving as we go through the day tomorrow, Friday. Again, you can see big, deep areas spin here. And again, along the leading edge in the warm sector, and that's where the opportunity of severe weather is going to be. By the way, on the backside of this storm system, especially across parts of, the Intermountain West, the Northern Rockies, even the Colorado Rockies, they're going to be talking about snow, again, back over here. But again, the warm sector of that system, yes, there is that opportunity of severe weather. Again, notice everything well to the north of us here in North Texas. Now, with that being said, we're still going to have a dry line. And again, you can see really the warm, moist air being separated by some really dry air coming off the high plains of New Mexico and even parts of West Texas. Even though this shapes up in our western counties, so often when we talk about a dry line, what are we talking about? We're talking about storms. We're talking about maybe even some severe weather. In this situation, not the case. Again, the main reason why the storm system is just so far removed to the north. Again, the only thing we're going to see are some hotter temperatures in our western counties. And again, one of the reasons why we have all that low gray stratus cloud cover, the moisture ahead of those dry lines really pools, and it's kind of like a brick wall. Can't get any further to the north or west, so we normally end up, again, with kind of those grayer starts. There's a look at the model. Again, you can see as we go through today, as we go through tomorrow, it's basically quiet, other than the fact that, again, we do have the front coming through. And again, temperatures will be edged down as we head into the weekend. So if you're making weekend plans and maybe even trying to head out to the fair, I tell you what, right now, Saturday, even Sunday, those appear to be the peak days with temperatures, again, back down into the 70s. So today, we're going to call it very warm for most of us in the 80s. Again, where the drier air from the dry line works its way into our western counties. Locations out there like Graham and Breckenridge will jump into the mid-90s out there. Again, you can see if you are making any kind of Thursday evening plans, temperatures easing there through the 70s. Overnight, most of us generally in the 60s. It'll be another fairly humid start as we start our Friday, but then here comes the front edging through as we go through the day. 70s for daytime highs in the north, and again, some of these 80s you see elsewhere will also trim down as the front moves through, again, as we go through the afternoon and into the evening. So hot the next 2 days, but take a look at the weekend here on the back side of the front. Again, we're talking about temperatures in the 70s. And then there's that next opportunity possibly of rain and storms. Like I mentioned, it's about 7-8 days on down the road. We'll track that carefully. More coming up through the hour.